So, I'll now put this question to you. Can innovation be learned? Well, many would say no. The University of Illinois is conducting a major study of this question sponsored by the U.S. National Academy of Engineering. Approximately 60 top creative and innovative people in the United States, including the world-famous cellist Yo-Yo Ma, have been asked this and related questions, and their responses are being analyzed. The short answer to this question, from an early analysis of the responses, is yes. Innovation can be learned, but primarily from many body interactions, such as seeking mentors, learning from peers, employing team approaches to identify important and challenging questions to be solved, and organizing interdisciplinary connections to bring new insights into solving a complex problem. But there is also a consensus view that learning from books or lectures is of marginal value. Some of the factors identified as characteristic of innovators include a dissatisfaction with the status quo, an intense, compelling desire to make a change, an intense curiosity and thirst for knowledge, creative attributes, deep knowledge in the field of the innovation, and the ability to identify a good problem. Participants in the study make a sharp distinction between innovation and entrepreneurship. Innovators, they say, tend to be more aligned with technology, while entrepreneurs are more aligned with marketing, risk assessment, and business management. There are many examples of innovators who have become successful entrepreneurs by integrating these capabilities and attributes. However, too often technologists may be astute in analyzing technical risks, but fall down in analyzing business and marketing risks. There are many case studies that illustrate that business failures are more often due to failures in managing business risks than managing technological risks. Often experienced risk takers also recognize when a market invention derived from an existing technology is less risky than applying a new technology to an existing or emerging market. Which now brings me to the question, can innovation be directed? Well, this question doesn't need much analysis. American history is replete with answers. President Lincoln, America's only presidential patent holder, was a major supporter of military innovations that saw their debut in the American Civil War, such as Erickson's ironclad monitor, the Gatling gun, and the Spencer repeating rifle. The British tank, which goes by the delightful name Big Willie, saw its debut in the World War I Battle of the Somme. There were also a substantial number of innovations during World War II on the Allied side that were introduced with remarkably short lead times, such as compact radar systems and the atomic bomb. I'm much less versed in warfare-directed innovations in Chinese history, except for gunpowder, cannons, and lightweight body armor. I'm sure you could enlighten me on that subject even further. However, the prize for warfare-directed innovation really goes to the German scientists during World War II, who were strongly motivated from the top. They developed the first cruise missile, the first ballistic missile, the first supersonic ramjet, the first rocket-powered aircraft, the first variable swept-wing aircraft, the first airworthy helicopter, the first submarine-launched ballistic missile, the first acoustic homing torpedo, and the first tank-mounted infrared night vision seeker, among others. Fortunately, except for the V-1 cruise missile and the V-2 ballistic missile, most of these innovations didn't get into serial production in time to affect the war's outcome in the European theater. German scientists transferred these technologies to the U.S. and Russia after the war. Of course, one need not be at war to innovate by direction. Many exciting innovations came from the space race. One could also cite a long list of market-directed innovations coming from private inventors and industrial laboratories during the past 2 centuries, driven by competition. I wish to make clear, however, that while motivation is a conditional requirement for innovation, inspiration is an unconditional requirement. With the inspired human mind, one can even transform coffee or tea into an innovation.